All right, we are live, Professor. We are live. We are live. I'm gonna go ahead and start this podcast because there's gonna be some people that come in the near future and listen to it, right? So I'm gonna get ready and start it up. I know we can let some family come in. We set it up for 8 o'clock p.m. today, Eastern time. Okay.
Oh,
Um, so today we're gonna talk about the NFTs future in Millennium and Generation Z, virtual reality and job displacement with Professor Mfon Akpan and your boy Red Dad Blue Dad. But before I go into tonight's podcast, you know your boy Red Dad Blue Dad got to bring that energy. You like that?
yeah.
We got some people coming in now, man. We got some people coming in now.
You got to make sure you got the right to tailor it.
Peace to the family coming in.
Yeah, it's red dad, blue dad. I'm making that pipe. Yeah, red dad, blue dad.
Oh, we got some people in the building. Peace, peace.
Blue dad. I'm making that pipe.
I'm gonna have to go between screens.
Blue dad. I'm making that. How about you? If I just walk, oh yeah, no, I won't do.
How about you?
Stick to the script, yeah, bro, yeah, just like me.
Forget for every day now.
Homie, now I won't lose. Probably on my shit, people, that's something I can't choose.
Oh, that's great.
I'm making that pipe.
Red dad, blue dad.
I'm making that pipe. Red dad, blue dad. I'm making that pipe. Red dad, blue dad. I'm making that. How about you? Everybody's wrong, oh yeah, no, I won't do. How about you? Stick to the script, yeah, bro, yeah, just like me. Forget for every day now, homie, now I won't lose. Probably on my shit, people, that's something I can't choose.
Yeah, family. Peace, 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 peace. This your boy Red Dad Blue Dad, aka Financial Freedom Fighter, aka Time Clock Smasher. I got the professor in the building today, an author of 14 books, a professor of TED Talk. How many brothers you know been on TED Talk dropping that science, man? Check it out. But check it out. You know your boy Red Dad Blue Dad keep it real for the Millennials and Generation Z. I am a drill sergeant here in this World War. I am the creator of the Red Dad. The Red Dad provides information, knowledge, and investing. And the Blue Dad provides institution, education, and spending. Okay. We finna go over it, baby. Today's podcast is NFT future of Millennial and Generation Z, virtual reality, and job displacement. And let further ado, I got the man in the building. This is the man. I'm going to show you why your boy Red Dad Blue Dad rocks with his brother, part of the C.I.C, the crypto intelligent community, my own Mfon Akpan. Put some respect on his name and say peace up. So peace, family. Peace. What's up, Professor? What's up, baby?
Crypto Red Dad Blue Dad, it's an honor to be here. This is a long time coming because we were talking about this in our backstage in the C.I.C when we'd have our meetings. So this is great. I'm great to be here. Great to have a chance to share this platform.
Yes, sir. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shout some family out, and I'm gonna let them know what time we got going on, and we're gonna get into the introduction. So let me show some love and let the family know what's going on. All right. I don't know if you can see
Okay.
it on, but let's go ahead and rock. Shout out to I'm sorry, my eyes is bad. I think that's Cartoon Group LLC. Let me show it. Peace to you. You in the building. Peace to Jim Brown in the building. Hey man, we got the man in the building. We got the honor, man. We got the honor. Salute. Underdog.
Oh, we Underdog Crypto.
Nice. C.I.C Crypto Intelligence Community is in the building tonight, representing Millennial Generation in the world. C.I.C Crypto Intelligence. So checking with the community. Okay. Peace, Underdog. Thank you for sharing that love, man. So who else we got? Let's go. We finna get into this energy. Because once I shot you guys out, I'm gonna be on a different screen, so I'm not able to comment until the end. Because we're gonna let Professor Ink Pen do his job. He got some science to give away. Okay. Let's go. Love fixing cars. Hey man, I used to love my shade tree mechanics. And I'm just messing with you, brother. LS84
Oh, wow.
building tonight. The Underdog family. Peace. Phantom Beats always showing love, man. Peace to you, Phantom Beats. You know I got to bring it, baby. I got to bring it.
That's right. That's right.
We're gonna come back in and check with y'all back in, family. But Ink Pen, he got to bring his energy, man. He got some people that's waiting on him right now. They're waiting for him to drop this science. So, family, I get back to you. Okay. Right now, I'm on a different page, and I'm finna get Ink Pen. I'm finna get this brother going. Okay. So, what just happened? Let me X that off. Okay. All right. Now, this is what we got. Now, we're going to go ahead and have an introduction. Please explain your educational background, TED Talk experiences.
Oh, gosh, wow. That is a good question. So just to sum it up, my background as far as work, I worked for about a decade, about 9 years in finance, and then I moved into the education world as a professor, which I'm working as now. My education from my master's, doctoral studies is accounting. What I am a professor of is accounting. My TED Talks, they are, and that's a whole nother story, but just to say they focus on technology. My very first TED Talk is on virtual reality and using that in education. So it all ties in that way.
That's what's up, Ink Pen. That's what's up. That's what's up, Professor. I got a good question for you next. Okay.
Sure.
Now, here's the question what I got for you here. Okay, if it shows, hit save. Okay. All right, here we go. This is what your boy got. What is the difference between accounting and finances? What is the difference?
Well, accounting and finance, they're you could look at them like they're cousins. So accounting focuses on the business right now. So you're looking at the here and now. Finance, you're looking in the future. You're projecting how things will be. So they're cousins, and they're related in the sense that the finance person needs the accounting information to make their projections about the future. So they're tied in together. They speak a lot of the same language. They're not brother and they're not siblings, but they're closely related. They're first cousins if you had to put them in relation.
Wow.
I would say.
So let me ask you something, brother. So someone that's accountant can do my taxes, but they can't give me financial advice. Is that true?
They wouldn't be good at giving you financial advice. Wouldn't be good.
Okay.
Because you got to think about it. The finance person is more, they use the same information, but they're focusing more on the future. They're making projections and models and predictions based on that information.
Indeed. I thought if I learned accounting, right, I thought I was learning finances. Who learns finances? Who learns that? So, Professor, I got a question on top of that. So, by us learning and investing to cryptocurrency, is that learning finances on our own?
Oh, beyond that, because you're learning what they call fintech. So finance, technology. You're getting into payment processing, blockchain. I mean, you're moving into really 2 steps ahead, and you're tying in a lot of what we already have right now, and what's going on right now with NFTs, the metaverse, you talk about virtual reality, augmented reality, cryptocurrency, how all of these things are there. What's really the thing of it is they're already together. Yeah, all of it is already put together. And if you really if you peel back the onion, the foundation, the infrastructure's there already. It's just the expansion of it, the growth of it. It has to continue and accelerate. But everything that they talk about, the metaverse and all this, it's there already. It's already there.
Speaking of that, I got another question for you that when did you first hear about NFTs? I got to know.
To tell you what caught my attention was an artist called Beeple. So this guy named Beeple, he sold about, I think it was $69.3 million worth of his artwork that he posted on Instagram, his everydays. He would post, if I'm not mistaken, he is a graphic designer, and he made a commitment to make art every single day. So he would post art, and they did a NFT auction of his art, and it raised about I think it was $69.3 million in this sale, which was huge. And at the time, I was at a different university. I was working at a place called Savannah College of Art and Design, which is in Savannah, Georgia. And a lot of the students, they're art students. So this is a well-known art university. They're art students. They knew about this. They learned about this. So this was a hot topic. So that was what caught my attention. The business side of that, this guy, $69 million. That's wonderful. Then the second thing, I have students who actually made thousands of dollars selling NFTs. So that started for me the whole initially that the Beeple became a case. Then I started talking to students who are actually doing it and seeing, okay, they're making money off of this, this thing. So how does it work? So yeah, I would say Beeple was the way that I first got acquainted with NFTs.
That's nice. Let me just interject with the family real quick. There's some new family coming in. Just keep them going. Shout out to D Mood. Peace and love, man. Make sure you stay to the end. The professor is going to be answering all questions dealing with meta universe and virtual reality. Okay. Shout out to Christian Lambert. Peace and love to you. She works hard in all communities. Shout out to Sam Stones 4141. Peace and love to you. And this brother came back again showing love. Big camping. Peace, man. Peace to you. So I got some more questions for the professor. And hopefully y'all get your questions together towards the end, family. Grab your pen and paper. This is a professor here. He's the real deal. Okay. He's using both sides of his brain. Okay. He's using the left side and the right side. The stuff that he's talking about now, they're not teaching this in college. This is something that he's learning on his own, and he's sharing his love and light on it, family, so you can have a better future, family, especially Generation Z, sitting right in this class. Y'all need to grab your pen and paper. Your professor is real, and I got some questions for him.
I love that you always emphasize Generation Z, and I think that's important because they're coming in, and a lot of they're moving forward, and you'll see them. I think they'll be impacted more by this than anyone else, and it's also a bigger opportunity for them as things evolve and they become acquainted with it at this time.
Indeed, much indeed to that, man. This is. I mean, when you say your boy Red Dad, Blue Dad, ain't finna say that I didn't do nothing for the ones who came behind me. You ain't gonna say I did. This here is a carbon footprint. We ain't wasting no energy. It's a digital video that it will go back and look and say, you know what, your professor was telling Generation Z what is the future and how can they calculate on the future. Your boy Red Dad, Blue Dad sitting up here, telling the Generation Z what is the future. I'm a millennium, but here's you got a chance to invest into your future. You got to live with this. I ain't got much long with it. But next question I got for you. Where do the professor, okay, see the future of NFTs and cryptos in 3 years from now?
I think it'll be so. As far as the crypto, you are a better expert on the crypto side of things, and where that's going to go. As far as the NFTs, which are driven by crypto, I think, in my opinion, it's going to be definitely a lot larger than it is today, more prevalent and more important. And I'll give you an example. So if a lot of people wonder about how these NFTs work and where are things moving, because a lot of people say, well, you know, how is it going to look in the future? I use the use case of Fortnite. So I use Fortnite and skins. So you can buy skins. So if you think about an NFT, think about an NFT as a skin. Okay. The difference is you buy the skin in Fortnite, you can only use that in Fortnite. But you buy this NFT, you can take it with you wherever you go. So eventually, when you hear people talk about the metaverse, they're talking about, really what they're talking about are a whole bunch of Fortnites connected. So you can travel to one Fortnite world, to another Fortnite world, to another Fortnite world, and the NFT is what you can take with you. And that NFT could be your clothing, because you'll have an avatar. So think of your avatar as your character. You can have clothing. You can have items that you can carry with you from each one of these worlds.
Wow.
So if you look at the way things are now, you have the NFTs. It's going to that space is only going to grow. Now you're going to say, well, okay, that sounds good, but where can we see this now? I'll give you two places where you can go right now and you can see it. One is a virtual world they call metaverse, run on crypto and with NFTs, called the Sandbox. So that's the Sandbox. The other one is Decentraland. So how all this ties in, and you Google the Sandbox right now, you can go there, you can look at it. People are buying land inside this.
You say you don't know much about crypto. Let me just interject real quick. You say you don't know much about crypto.
Yes.
His name too. You named the Sandbox. Listen, family, these are gems. I got to make sure I tag this in the video in the descriptions. The professor said he don't know nothing about crypto, but he just named two. He named the Sandbox, which is a crypto, and he named Decentraland. Carry on, professor. Carry on.
Yeah, and how this ties in, that was a good point with the crypto. How this ties in, the Sandbox has their own cryptocurrency called Sand. Decentraland has its own cryptocurrency called Mana. That's its money that you buy things inside. So you exchange dollars in the Sandbox for sand. You can buy land. And on this land, you can charge entrance fees for people to come on your land. You can lease digital land. I mean, this is happening now. So this isn't something, because you asked that question about 3 years. This is now. If you're a fan of the artist Snoop Doggy Dogg, he is in the Sandbox. He has his own land in the Sandbox, and he throws parties he has a house in the Sandbox. He throws parties. You can buy what they call an NFT ticket. that will give you access to his parties. And what got me going with this, again, I'm a business guy, I'm an accountant, the numbers, the money. People are paying thousands of dollars for these NFT tickets just to go in there with an avatar, and Snoop will come in there with an avatar, like a video game character, looks like him. He comes in there, he talks, and you get to interact with him and the other people who pay thousands of dollars to go in there and to hang out in not a real party. It's real in the virtual world, but it's a virtual party.
That's Snoop in there for real. Snoop is in there hanging out.
He's in there hanging out. He has his parties. You get access to it with an NFT ticket. So that was a great question. So that's how this ties in. You can buy land. Huh?
I'm just telling the family. Do you hear that? Do you hear that?
Yes. Well, what got me was I'm like, where's all this money coming? Where do all these people have all this money to spend on virtual land, virtual items? You can buy virtual animals to put on your land. You can charge entrance to your land. So this is what's happening now. So to answer your question, where this is going to go from based on what I see now, that I do not see that going away, especially with people spending that amount of money and making that amount of investment into this, that it's going away. That it will, the evidence will show it's only going to continue to get bigger and grow and increase. So I think it's and if you think about it, if you go to the sandbox now and you look at it, you click on it, you see how much people are paying for land, virtual land. You think, well, in 3 years, how much will this thing be worth?
Come on, Professor. Come on, Professor. Some people might not own land in the real world, but they turn around and own land in virtual reality. Ain't that something?
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yes.
That is amazing. That family, you're going to have to watch this podcast again and take notes if you haven't this time on what Professor just dropped on this question. It is a lot of crypto gems, and a lot of future gems, and a lot of stuff that's current gems that's going on right now. Let's go to number 5. All right, the next question. Do you believe that we are in a wealth war? If so, do you believe that the institutions and the programs be used like a weapon?
Yeah, this is a good question. So, thinking about this, I would say there's something called disinformation. So I don't know if the viewers heard of disinformation, but there's disinformation, people putting out false items to either get people to make purchases, to buy whether it's crypto or what they call meme stocks. You see that, or to do what they call rug pull, to get people to buy it and then they cash out, or what is that, a rug pull? So you see this disinformation, which makes people wealthy, which makes people very wealthy. The other thing is that a lot of this, there's a lot of I would say you're not getting access to information. So not getting a lot of the information, or things being, how can I say, like this. And I'm telling you, if you go to OpenSea, where is a marketplace, OpenSea. If you go to OpenSea, you can go there, you can buy NFTs. You will see NFTs for music. So people are making money they're selling their music as NFTs, and they'll sell you, you get the copyright. I know we talked about Opopolis, but on OpenSea, you can buy music.
Another crypto deal. The professor just dropped Opopolis. The C.I.C. did a deep dive on Opopolis. And Opopolis, the original founders of Opopolis. And I'm just going to piggyback. I want you to carry on with this. This is a very important question. Yeah. We hear disinformation a lot. Well, who do we hear disinformation a lot from? Our finest C.I.C. CEO, Underdog Crypto is the king of telling us about disinformation. And on the last podcast we did with Porn Rocket, another crypto gem, he went over the C, the C stuff. The C stuff was giving some misinformation, and we already know what Tony is talking about. If you don't, go back to the last live stream that me and Underdog did on Porn Rocket, and it will tell you all about the misinformation. Go ahead, Professor.
No, I'm gonna tag on that one because that's good because I talked about disinformation and information, and what happens, you have this disinformation out there, and that forces you have to really study and you have to really understand these areas to be able to sift through what is real and what isn't. And that goes back to, so when you were asking me the question about NFTs, I specifically pointed out places where you can go. Go to Decentraland, go to the Sandbox, go to OpenSea. Look at it for yourself. You can see the prices, you can see what people are paying for it. Then you can understand what the marketplace is looking like. And then you can make your own assessment of things. So yeah, the disinformation, because you have people who are trying to force the market to make money, and you have people who are trying to learn and to get ahead and to really to navigate, especially because you have to think about things are moving so fast. In this space, things are developing and advancing so fast. By the time you get a little foothold, there's something else is coming, then something else is new. So you really have to do what they call your due diligence on things, and really and get as much information as you can, as much information as you can. One example, and you see these things, and a lot of it I don't really, some of it I don't understand. We were thinking about, I was thinking when we were talking about disinformation, I talked about meme stocks. If you look back to GameStop, what is his name? Ryan Cohen. Ryan Cohen is on the board of GameStop, and he tweeted, he made a weird tweet. So nobody knew what this tweet was. Again, you can Google Ryan Cohen GameStop and his tweet, and you can see it. He tweeted a picture of a McDonald's ice cream cone and a frog, and that sent the price of GameStop stock up, and people made a lot of money because it went up, and then a lot of people sold it, right? And they made a lot of money on that. Another example of some of these. Now, I'm not saying that that's what. So I'm giving you an idea of what is out there and how these things are moving. Elon Musk took a picture of his dog that looks like this Shiba Inu. The price goes up, right? So these things. I'm not saying.
Right? That's market making, right?
Yeah. I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying that he did, but these things, there's things out there that happen that can impact the market to get it to go up. And a lot of people say, well, it's funny, but also people are making money, from these things as well. So that's to keep that in mind.
They got to figure it out.
That's right.
That program is quite serious, man. I want to appreciate you for answering this question. I thought this was a very important question for the community and for the family to see and understand about the institutions and the program. And I think you answered it very well. So, man, shout out to you on that, Professor. And I hope all your students is checking in on this and understanding. I see that I'm breaking up, and understanding the work that you're actually putting in school and out of school. Okay. So here's the next question.
Mm-hmm.
Explain what is the most useful way the Millennials and Generation Z can utilize NFTs in this wealth war.
Oh, this is a good one. I would say understanding the business side of the technology. So earlier we talked about fintech, understanding how people are making money with it. As I mentioned, what caught my attention was the gentleman, his artist name is Beeple. You can look him up. His collection was called Everydays, $69 million. So understanding how to create these things, whether it's images, videos, music. One is a big one. Again, is music. A lot of artists are now we talked about a populist. We talked about if you go on OpenSea, you can find hip hop, jazz, all types of artists that are they're making money with NFTs or their music with these copyrights. So definitely understanding the business side of the technology. That's one. Know the business, then know how to make it. And the reason why I say knowing how to make it is because if you understand the business side, you can use it for yourself. And what I mean by that is if you're an artist, you're a musician, now you know how to market and make money with the NFT for yourself, which is great. But the flip side, to understand how to do it, maybe you're not an artist, you're not a music, maybe you're not into that area, but you can do it for someone else. So that could be your business. So I think understanding, being able to make money from it and to do it, those are the key skills. And here's the third one that comes off of that. If you know both of those, you can teach that to someone else. So you don't even have to do it, but just because you know and have the knowledge, you can share that knowledge and monetize it and use that. And I got another one. And because of the fourth one, you understand all this stuff, you know which ones are making money and you know what to invest in. And there's a carryover because you have to remember all of these NFTs are running on some sort of crypto. You've got the Ethereum network. You got these metaverses. So these, again, Decentraland, you have the Sandbox, they have their own currency. So now you understand how this all works and ties in. So now you understand crypto better. So it's a whole wheelhouse that can definitely help you moving forward. And it's only going to get bigger. And once you have that, I got number 5. Once you understand all this, it's like, in my opinion, it's like, riding a bike. So once you know how to ride a bike, right, you can get on, you can get on a racing bike, you can get on a mountain bike, might be different gears, might be a little bit of different ride, but you can get on there and ride it. So as things continue, again, technology is moving, accelerated pace, continues to move. You've already got a grasp of this, and it makes it easier for you to get on whatever it is that next wave is, or how things are going to be as they move forward. So definitely, I think those are the ways I would say to get in with the NFTs, because you're able to, because the people are making money. I'm going to tell you, this. We all know, we all know this because we've seen it. I'm begging everyone who's here, go to the Sandbox, go to OpenSea, go to Decentraland, see this. The question that I have is, where's all of this money coming from? Where are these people? Where's the money coming from? It's $2,000 people paying for an NFT ticket to just hang out virtually with Snoop, $10,000 for virtual land. Where's the money coming? So the money's there. People have the money. So understanding this is how we can get into that area with the money. So I think that's very important, especially when you talk about when I think about the wealth war, I think about the wealth, there's a gap, and a lot of it has to do with information and knowledge, right? And knowing what these things are. Because you don't want to be, right now we're talking about this, you know, and right now people are getting into it. And then 5 years from now, you're like, well, wow, you know, all those guys who were talking about this, they're all multimillionaires. You know what? Maybe I should have did something. you know, I should have thought about. You can't get in when it's there because it's too late. You got to get in the beginning, right, or at the ground level of it, in order to really, not saying you won't benefit from it later on, but to really benefit and to maximize it, you need to get into things as early as possible. And a lot of this stuff you can buy penny. I mean, it's literally pennies you can spend.
Hold on, Professor. Professor. Don't be telling the family that you can buy these things for a penny. Do you really mean that? Do you really mean you can buy some of these things for a penny?
Yes, you can buy pennies.
So if you can buy these things, then what is there? If you can buy these cryptos for a penny, then what is their excuse? Whether you generate if I say, I don't know if you can hear me. If Millennials and Generation Z can buy these for a penny, right? Then what is their excuse of not having these?
There's no excuse, and the evidence is there. So if you think about it, the people who are, when you hear all these people who are millionaires with Bitcoin, did they buy it at thousands of dollars? No, they bought it when it was cheap,
so
right? And they held on to it.
My next question to you, Professor, is on top of this, and we're gonna go to the next. Do you think these things is gonna stay a penny?
Is it going to do what?
Do you think these cryptos are going to stay 1 cent, 1 penny?
No, they're not going to stay 1 penny. No way. It's going to go up, because what's going to happen, that was a good point. In business, they call it scale. So what's going to happen, more and more people are going to use it. More and more people are going to start getting into the market. More and more people are going to start getting into it, buying it, using it, and we see it every day. You've got more and more institutions. They just have a Bitcoin futures EFT. So that drove the price of Bitcoin up, because more people, not directly but indirectly, they can invest in Bitcoin. So it's only going to go up because more and more people are going to be using it. And you got to think about it. People are selling music. There's markets that are opening up with this. So when you look at those music NFTs, it's not that people are going to stop, making music NFT. They're going to keep making more, and more people are going to be buying them. So yes, it's going to keep going up and up and up. And again, the key thing is, you gotta understand it, knowledge, take a look, see, and then get involved in it. Really, I mean, I think it's amazing that for pennies, you can learn something, because, when by putting your dollar somewhere, that's like putting your toe in the water.
Come on.
So you got these pennies, you can buy the crypto for a penny. That really, many times when you put that money in there, even $1, $10, $20, you follow it, you learn from it. You want to know, why did it go down? Why did it go up? So you're learning through actually doing, right? And that'll help you later on, because you understand how that works. And what's great about it is you learn about it, you can help somebody else learn about it. And you can talk about it, and you begin to develop your knowledge on it and how it ties in. But definitely, yes, it's going to keep going. It's going to keep going up. It's not going to go down.
That's right. So have you ever seen investments of these magnitudes throughout your life for that type of bargain, a penny? And I'm gonna let that go, and I'm gonna go to the next question, because all these questions are very important that I'm asking you, because I know people that come to our space may not have the biggest pocketbook. They may be thinking that I ain't got no money. All I got is $10. All I got is $20. But that $10 or $20 they put on something like this maybe in 5 to 10 years, change their life. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you got to have eyes to see. You got to have ears to listen, Professor. And I appreciate you for dropping that, man. So we're gonna go to the next one.
Wait. I got one more thing on that, G, because that was a good point.
Go back. I back it up.
Yeah, because you made a good point, and we were talking about this today. You know, you think about, okay, has there something like this happened before? Look at Facebook. Facebook stock came out when it IPO'd. It was around, I want to say $30. It wasn't pennies, but it was around $30. And that was, I want to say 11 years ago, about around a decade ago, right? Right now, Facebook stock is over $300. I think it's $370 for one share. It didn't go down. It went up, right? And you have to think about, if for those of you who can travel back to that time, Facebook came out, there was MySpace, right? There's something called MySpace, and everybody's on MySpace, and this and that. Facebook came around, where's MySpace? Right? Right. So there's something new. And this is where we are now. We're at that point. We're at something new.
Come on.
And and it's not going to get, and what even makes it the entry point. So we talked about Facebook, or a share of Facebook was around $30. We're talking pennies. That you can get into something that's going to move forward and get bigger. How will it look in the future? We don't know, but we know that it's not going anywhere, right? At least anytime soon, until something else comes along in the next whatever many years, right? But until this time, it is really, I think, it's smart to investigate and understand the impacts it has.
All right, we're gonna go on to the next question. Let me shout some more family out. So peace to the new family that's coming in. We got Professor. He's gonna be asking some. You're gonna be able to ask him any questions about NFTs, meta universe, and virtual reality. Okay. So I just want to say shout out to the new people I seen came in. We almost towards the end. I got a few more questions. Peace to Tony. Peace to Erica. She's back in the house again. Peace to her and her daughter. Peace to Underdog, man. Peace to you, baby. Peace to the hard work that you put in, man. Thank you so much, man. I love being in the C.I.C. Thank you for giving us the opportunity. Me personally speaking.
Yes.
Is always behind the scenes for Red Dad, Blue Dad community, man. That's the hard worker bee there, the queen worker bee. Shout out to her.
Yeah.
Brother, I am back in the business again, back in the building. Peace to you, I am. Yeah, I think we got him. I think we got some family. We got a new family, like peace to one life to live. Okay.
Video game,
man. Get ready. Me and Thorough HD are going to drop another gem on this podcast. We are going to be bullish on Safe Haven. We're going to do a live stream on Safe Haven. Look forward to that. I'm going to drop a deep dive on using the product of Safe Haven, not just investing into it, but using the product of Safe Haven. Me and my man Thorough HD is gonna do a live stream after that, so stay tuned, family. Your boy Red Dad, Blue Dad ain't getting no sleep. Oh, brother Cole Parks, he back in the building. Corey, shout out to you, man. He's representing from the UK. The weatherman himself. Let me go to the weatherman. Go back. There you go. Your son, Rael. Is back in the business. That's my long-term friend, man. We've been friends for some years now, man. That's the weather report. Shout out to this brother. Thank you for coming in and showing love, man. Peace to you. We got Nelson. Nelson back again. Peace, man. Hold on. Let's go, Uncle Rick. Who that is? Oh, okay. Gotta find out who that is. Some of my kin folks, man. Peace to you. I don't know who it is, but peace to you. All right. So, man, let's get back to this science, man. The professor going in. Man. Let's get him going, man. Man, y'all gotta understand the work this brother put in. I got much respect. That's why I had to wear a tie like this today, man. I had to show my respect.
Great minds think alike. Great
Yes,
minds
sir.
think alike.
Yes, sir. So let's get what I got for you next, man. Let's see what I got. All right. This brother is an author of 14 books. How many brothers you got a chance to be on a live stream with and ask questions? That's an author of 14 books. Even myself, I never thought that I'd be up here with brothers of this magnitude, man, being able to ask in questions that I want to know about and ask. This brother is my hero, man. Shout out to the professor. Shout out to the professor Mfon Akpan. Yeah. So you are author of 14 books. What inspired you to write the book called The Hitchhiker Guide to Virtual Reality?
Yeah, thank you. This is it's good. I appreciate that, and really, what inspired me was the book is really for educators at the core, and what it inspired me was that I want others to be able to find ways to share technology. Like we talked about the metaverse, we talked about virtual reality, we talked about these things. Many times, educators have constraints, which are called budgets, on what they can do in the classroom and what technology that they can bring in there or get for their students. And that creates what they call, if you heard this term called the digital divide, that is real. Well, digital divide exists. Some people have internet at home, some people don't. Some people have access to computers, some people don't. Some people have access to certain technologies, in particular one, virtual reality, the backbone of the metaverse, what you hear everyone talking about. There are students who have access to it, and there's others that don't. And in the book, because I feel this is very important for students, like you talking about, you talk about Gen Z getting exposed, using this technology, understanding, I think it's very important for them to have exposure to it. So I wanted to give teachers, educators, even parents, things that they can do, even if you don't have the money. There's things you can do to teach these Gen Z. What's the generation before Gen Z? Generation Alpha, the one before Gen Z. You can teach them about the technology, even if you don't have the money to buy the technology itself. There's things you can do to expose it to them, to give them a step forward, to give them something where they can at least put their toe in the water and they have an understanding of it moving forward. So that's what inspired me, was just really giving back, giving something to really help the younger generation, the students, to move forward.
That's right, man. I appreciate you. Much love to that, man. And I'm happy to have that book, family. So please go out and get that book. It is a great read. It is a great read. Trust me. I got a few pages in there, but what I've read so far, you got to have that book. You can find it on Amazon, family. You can find it on Amazon. All right. What is the history of virtual reality, metaverse, and do 5G play a part?
Oh, fine. We just talked about, this is a good one. Virtual reality, augmented reality is really the backbone of the metaverse. And as I mentioned before, to give the analogy, you think of the metaverse think of it like Fortnite. You have these virtual worlds where you can buy things, you can do work in these virtual worlds, you can communicate, you can transact, watch movies, you can do everything in these virtual worlds. And with the metaverse, it's connecting all of these worlds, like the internet. So like we go to one web page to another now, what they're talking about doing with what we have already, so we have these metaverses, is being able to connect them. So you can you'll come to my virtual world Then you can go to Crypto Red Dad, Blue Dad's world, right? Then from there, you can go to Underdog Crypto's world. And then we can all come together and visit in one world, right? So it ties it all together. How does the 5G technology come into play? Is because you got more internet speed. You got faster internet speed. So that helps, just like broadband brought in streaming. So if you want to talk about use cases, study up on how Netflix, and we've got all these streaming services because of broadband 4G. We got higher internet speeds. This is only going to help because you can run the metaverse right now with the 4G, but 5G is only going to push it even further because you have faster internet speeds. Now, again, going back to what I mentioned about the digital divide, what's happening now is there's 5G, but not everybody has 5G, right? So you're going to see there's some people will have 5G, some people will not. Just like as we're here today, there are people who don't have broadband. There are people who don't have broadband or good internet access. So you may see that disparity as far as, and there's a term for that called the digital divide. So you may see a disparity of that, and that may cause a barrier for some people to get access to certain areas or certain platforms because they don't have that 5G access, or they cannot support it. So they won't be able to support it, can't get into it and use it because you're not able to run it because you don't have the proper speeds or hardware. So we may see that.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna piggyback off that just a little bit. Just like in the smart cities, 5G will be the run of it. Like the professor said, you get faster speeds, you get more lanes. So just think of the 4Gs kind of like maybe 4 lanes of traffic, and 5G open up 100 lanes of traffic to get on the network. So the one of the things that they was worrying about for these people that's out in the country, right? How are they going to use cryptocurrency, right? They were like, man, you got people waiting in naked places of the world, you know what I'm saying, that, they don't even have, no internet. Well, how would they use digital currency? And that's when your boy Elon Musk, right? NASA was a government agency. Okay, they kicked NASA out of there. We if you work for the government, we work on God's speed. We ain't in no rush. Okay, we're gonna do 8 in the gate and we leave it. But a contract has a certain time to provide work. If not, they get kicked off the contract. So Elon Musk is a contract for the government. That's why you see all these spaceships keep rocking it off, and every week they flying off because he's putting low orbiting satellites. Okay, Starlink. So Starlink is for the rural areas that don't have broadband or dial up or whatever. That never had none of that, or have the copper wires, AT&T,
the cable, the fiber optic.
Fiber optic, that's it. So they're gonna be using Starlink satellites, NORAD, stuff that goes to these rural areas. They're gonna deal off satellites. So they already covered that. So that's why this man's shooting them rockets up. They just put low orbiting stuff. So yes, 5G and Starlink is gonna have a lot to do with the virtual reality and in the metaverse. Thank you for answering that question, Professor.
Oh, well, one thing I was going to say, but the key thing is to watch, again, digital divide access. So who has access? So you got to keep in mind the internet and your internet speed is really your gateway. Like I like that analogy, use the road. You got to be able to get on the road to use the technology. And if you're not able to get on that road, you may not get exposed to that technology. And the what I hope is that everyone has equitable access to getting on that road, to being able to get exposed to that technology. So you don't have some people who are able to use this thing, because what happens if you're not able to use it, you don't get exposed to it, you don't build up those skills, you don't understand it, right? Because if you can't see it, you can't use it, you don't know how it works. Do you see what I mean? It's like you're kind of boxed out. So that digital divide piece, I think, is also important part. I like that road analogy. That was great.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. All right. All right. So, Professor, all right, let me go to this one. All right. What effects long term will virtual reality have on millenniums and Generation Z, positive and negative?
I think the positive is that it's something new. It gives new opportunities. This is, as we mentioned before, an opportunity to get into a space that is really, I mean, we can't say it's at the bottom floor level, but it's at a entry pennies. So it's something you can easily get into and get exposed to. And you can get into as someone in Gen Z, not only not, and this is the good part with, especially with the NFTs, you can get in not only as a consumer, but you can get in as a creator. So you're able to really get in and make your own, whether it's music, whether it's the artwork, you can get into this and you can actually get into a business and understanding how this works from a business perspective at a very low barrier of entry. So I think that's the positive side. The negative I would say is that, like with everything, there's going to be, you got to get into it, and I think it's going to impact. I think it's only going to grow, and it's going to impact certain areas. And I think that as a Gen Z or a millennial, you got to really get into it. There's going to be opportunities for some, and there's going to be others are not going to miss out on those opportunities. And I think it's going to, with the technology, if it continues to grow, and it'll, I think there's a potential for that divide. That divide, which can be very negative, because people will have to catch up. People will have to catch up. There'll be people who have to catch up to try to figure out what's going on, and I think that will be causing a very negative impact on things.
Yes, sir.
And we've seen it before. So you think about, when. It's kind of like you think about businesses where I think about Groupon. I think about the business Groupon. Groupon was a huge business.
It's still a business, right?
Yeah, it's a business, but they didn't pivot into, when people started using the mobile phones, they were still, they were late into moving into mobile, into building up their app where you can use their service on your phone. And you still had to go on the computer and print out the coupons and things like. So they never were able to catch up. So they're a business, but they weren't able to catch up. And I think that's the negative side of things. If you kind of wait and say, oh, I'm going to see where this thing is going to go, which is fine. That's fine, but understand things aren't going to stop. Because you want to wait. So I think the place to be would be, okay, maybe I don't want to participate. Maybe I don't want to buy crypto. Maybe that's fine, but learn about it. Learn about it, because it's impacting you right now. So even if you don't want to put money into it, learn about it so you know about it, because it's impacting you. Because there's people making ton. And like I said, I even told my students, I said, I don't, what boggles my mind, and this is where's this money coming from? Where is all this money coming from? I'll tell you another thing. I was on here and I was, if anybody has this, and you guys probably know, I'm going to get technical. I've got a Coinbase wallet. I got a Coinbase wallet, and I was trying to buy this. I was trying to buy an NFT. So I was trying to buy an NFT, $15 NFT.
The gas fee.
Went to make the purchase. This thing told me the network fee. You know, the fee to move this money. It was like $200. I said, wait a minute. I didn't make the purchase. It's a 15, but here's the thing. This is what gets me thinking. The thing I was buying was $15.
Hold on, Professor. I don't know if you know enough, but that's called a gas fee. Okay, that's called a gas.
Yes, it's gas.
That's
But
ethereal.
who's getting the gas? Someone is
yeah.
And someone's getting that money. Do you get what I'm saying? And there's millions of these transactions happening every day. So I looked at this. I said, my goodness, if this thing is costing me $15, the gas fee was $150. I'm like, wait a minute. I stopped the transaction because I wasn't going to pay $150 to get something for $15. But it made me think, who's getting all of this money? You understand? You follow? That's business. People are making this money, so it's not like this is some fantasy or something. And if you go and look, you can Google, okay, how many transactions are on this platform for NFTs? And they got to go through that platform, and someone's getting those fees. Do you see what I'm saying? So even if you don't want to get involved in it, you say, you know what, I don't want to buy an NFT. Great. I don't want to buy a cryptocurrency. Wonderful. But you should definitely understand or have some where these people are making this money and how this business is working. You definitely need to understand that.
Bottom line. So to sum this up on the NFTs, and the virtual reality and the metaverse, not once you said that there's an advantage or disadvantage to being a millennial. Not once you said there was a advantage to being Generation Z or a disadvantage to being Generation Z. So it seems like millennials and Generation Z has the same exact opportunity.
Yeah, I would say so. Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna sum that up with that. We're gonna leave it like that, family. So you heard it. That ain't read that, blue dad. That was the professor say that. I tell you this. I already know. Y'all already know how I am in this world. Well, I'm gonna tell you. But the professor said that he deal with the Generation Z come to sit in his classroom. Okay, maybe some millennials probably still. I don't know what they're trying to figure out that late in life, but mostly Generation Z come sit in this classroom. So he's saying that the Generation Z and millennials both have the same opportunity here in this crypto space with NFTs, meta universe, and virtual reality. All right. Now, here. Now, what do Red Dad, Blue Dad, and Professor have in common? Mfon Akpan and Red Dad, Blue Dad. What do we have in common?
This is a good one. Besides the ties, I mean, besides the tie, I want to say, really, I admire your passion for wanting to help and to want to get that information out there. Really, that is very, I admire that. And that inspires me because I think it's very important to give back. Because you talk about Gen Z, you talk about giving back to the young generation so they understand moving forward. So I think that number one, that passion, that drive to help, it inspires me. It helps me to push forward because I think about that as well. That's very important. Two, I would say understanding, wanting to know as much as possible what is out there, how things work. I did not claim, I learned so much from you as far as, especially the crypto. Just like you, right now, you're explaining the gas fees, and I think it's important because you come at this from a very technical aspect. For me, I come from it from a very broad aspect. Really, I look at the money. And when it comes down to it, I look at it from a bit like I'm a numbers guy. So I look at it from the money aspect, and you look at it from that technical aspect. And I really think that is great. But seeing how valuable it is. So if you want to tie in what we're thinking about, how valuable it is, just like you were telling me what those fees are. I didn't really know what they were. I just saw $151 for a $15 NFT. I said, who's making this money?
Hey, did you pull a Fred Sample? That's it. This the big one, honey.
Yeah, so I pushed the button. I'm like, no way. But you know, and I think that's important to share that experience, but also the definition. So I really think that's important. You're letting people know the knowledge, understanding, and I would say also one thing that I try very much, which you do quite a bit, is urgency. You got urgency around this stuff. You know, it's not like you can sit back and just wait, 2 years. No, you need to figure this thing out now, because this is opportunity. And, you know, like I say, you know more. I put hats down. You know more than me about it. I see the money. And that creates the urgency for me. When I see,
y'all hear that, family? The professor says that he see the money. Peso.
Yeah, I mean, and yes, you know, because I see the money, and I think that's important. The other thing is that education, because what motivates me is, you know, I say about the money, but I want to understand how they're getting it. How are they making this money? You understand? That's what I try to you know, I see $150, you know, $151 for what do you call a gas fee?
Yeah,
somebody's getting it, and
that's not even going towards the principal.
Yes, and there's millions of these. So the thing of it is that there. So I look at it from that numbers. I don't understand the technology like you do, but I know the number. There's millions of these transactions happening every day. So when someone says, "Oh, this is a big deal," people are making money with this, hand over fist. So understanding that is very valuable, and I think that urgency around it that you have, that's very good, and it inspires people, because when you put that urgency around it, you put the education around it. And giving that information and encouraging people, I think that's very important. So,
absolutely.
So I say that's what we have in common. The knowledge level is not the same. You've got more knowledge on the crypto than I do. I will say that in a heartbeat. But I do that inspiration to help people. I say we can share that.
Well, family, I want to say it is an honor for me, a country boy from the dirt roads of Georgia, man, to be compared to a TED Talk, author of 14 books. Hey, man, much respect, much love, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm all ears and I'm all eyes, man, for a man that rocking doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Not only that you teaching what you believe is right, you also going outside of the book. And that's the part that I like. And that's why I really want to do this podcast with you, because you different. You might not realize you're different, but you're different. They gave you a program to teach the children. That's what you do, right? But no. Brother Mfon Akpan talk about NFTs. That ain't in that lecture book that you reading to them children. That ain't in there. Now tell me, brother. Yeah, I got eyes to see is listen. That ain't in it. That ain't in the Rockefeller thing. That is you. NFTs, meta universe, virtual reality. That's you, brother. And I love you for that.
Oh, likewise. Thank you.
All right. How do you feel about being a part of the C.I.C?
Oh,
that's the intelligence community. I'm sorry, the crypto intelligence community. I left crypto off. How do you feel about being a part of it?
Oh man, it is great. Like I said, it is awesome to be around some brilliant minds and to learn. Like I said, I'm a numbers person. What inspire is understanding how this money is made and how the business works. That's what really gets me to try to. I look at it like a puzzle, and you all of you, the members, you help me understand that puzzle a lot better. You know, and all of you. I mean, listening to you talk about the getting into the different coins and what's happening in the market, I think it's amazing. It is definitely amazing. Gives me a lot of homework, a lot of research. I got to look up gas. I got to look up gas tonight when I get off of here, you know. But it definitely it's definitely an honor, and I'm learning a lot, and I hope I'm able to contribute, you know, to, because I feel like I'm getting more out of it than anything else.
Hold on, bro. Let me interject. You say you hope you are contributing right now. This is the crypto intelligence community speaking right now. You are contributing. This is it. When you know. Yes, sir.
Thank you for that. But I really hope your listeners and anyone watching this gets the value that you're bringing, what the message is specifically on the the information. You got to realize, just like you said, it's not like you can pick up something and go and find something out about this easily, and there's so much going on and so quickly. And the other thing to tie into this, you got to think about it. When I saw that what do you call it, the gas fee, I had to think, whoever's getting that fee, they want to keep getting that fee. Do you get what I'm saying? Because eventually it's going to scale. When something scale, the price isn't going to go. It's going to go. There's more people, right? There's going to be more volume, so they're not going to be able to. So they want to keep. So they're they want to keep getting their fee the way that they're getting.
Ethereum, you got to be nice to the professor. Ethereum, you are running a professor away from crypto. Come on, Ethereum, your gas fees is ridiculous. The brother wanted to purchase and you turned around and you gave him a bar tab of $150, and that didn't even include his $15 drink. Come on, Ethereum, you got to do better.
Yeah, well, think about I didn't pay it, but think about the people who did pay it.
People paying it all the time.
Yes.
Some cryptos that I want to be early in. I'm gonna spit another gem, and I have been very successful with this crypto called Sanshiv. I am a holder of Sanshiv. I hold trillions of Sanshiv. I got it when it was maybe $100 to get a trillion, literally. Now it costs you a lot more than that. Okay. But the gas fees were so high for me to buy that token, but it didn't stop me to get the token. Okay. But the gas fees were so high, I'm almost even in profit. That's how much gas fees you pay just to get something. Even though it might have cost $100 and $200 to get a trillion, but I was paying $100 to $200 in gas fees on top of that. So I'm really splitting the tab. I'm not splitting the tab. I'm taking everything. I'm buying the bar. That's what I'm doing when I'm buying Ethereum type cryptos. You know, when that's the only choice, and that sucks, man. But they got new technologies that's coming out like flat network, and hopefully that changes that up. Hopefully it shakes up the system. You know.
See, you just look what you just did. So you're giving that information, right? And I really hope the listeners, and I say this because I give you kudos for being very generous, because you just told someone how to make some money. And not too many people do that, tell people how to make money, because you know how to make money, and you're telling people how to. Well, I know you're not giving financial advice, but you're telling people what you're doing.
I didn't go say, hey, go put money on this at this time, and at this time you should sell, you should buy. blah, 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 blah. No, boy, your boy Red Dad, Blue Dad never told you that. I'm not a financial advisor, nor investment advisor. I'm just a drill sergeant here in this World War, and I got to bring that energy. That's it.
Yeah, and I think that is really, that's amazing, and you're letting people know, because you're helping people, because you're letting them know what you went through and how you did that and what it means, and then that helps somebody moving forward. So yes, that is great.
All right, let's we got this is the last question I have for you, man. You have, whether you know it or not, you kind of answered this already. So what 3 cryptocurrencies you think will be the future of NFTs?
Oh, well, I'd say Ethereum. We got Ethereum, Sand. At this point, Sand and Mana in Decentraland. Why do I say that? Because when if you're looking at these virtual worlds, and from my knowledge, the Sandbox and Decentraland are two of the biggest. You've got a lot of transactions that are going on inside these worlds, and a lot of assets being bought and sold and created just for these worlds, particularly the land. And what they're going to do, what happens, if you know about a game called Roblox, the Decentraland and the Sandbox, you're able to, so the reason people are paying this much money for land is because you can lease the land for people to make games on your land, and then charge people to come on the land to play the games. So you can lease that land. You can also put signposts and have advertisements on your land, so you can lease it out. So, and all of these NFT, these are all games. The items and things that are used in they're all NFTs. So I think you'll see more of this in these environments, and using their own native currency. You'll see more of that.
That's what's
just like in video games.
That's what's up. So, Professor, I don't have this question, but that was the last question I have for you. So what I want you to do is, on our topic, I just want you to give the family and the new listeners and new subscribers and a summary of everything that we just talked about in a nutshell.
I would say that the big thing is, I would say the through line, as they say in this, is you learn as much as you can. Learn as much as you can, particularly about cryptocurrency, NFTs. Learn what you can, what's going on in this space. If you want to invest, you want to put your toe in the water, do so. That's great. But beyond that, understand as much of it as you can as possible, and talk to people about it, get information on it, so it's not something that you're knowledgeable of and you have an understanding on it. And I would also say this, and this is just me from my side. Like I said, I'm a numbers person. Look at it from the business side. Look, try to approach it, because you may see, well, this crypto, this and this. Approach it from the business side. Like I said, I went to buy something for $15, and I was going to get charged $151 for that $15 item. And, look at the numbers. Millions of transactions. So there's millions of people paying whatever fees to make these purchases, right? So to try to look at it as a business and understand how this business is going on and how it's working and how people are making money and how it's impacting us in every day. So I think that's the best thing that you can do. And I think that sums it up. What we're talking about is really knowledge, information to help people to better themselves. And bettering yourself is not necessarily financial. it's knowledge, right? It's having that information. Just by having that information can make you a wealth of can move you forward, leaps and bounds as well. So you want to keep that in mind as well, and understanding, because it's better, I think it's always better to be knowledgeable about. So you don't have to be an expert, but to be knowledgeable about something where you can make an informed decision. Not out of, I'm worried about losing this, that. No, you know what it is, you know how it works. If it's for you, great. If it's not for you, great. But at least you know what's going on. So I think that's the theme of it, and there's an urgency around it because things are changing so fast.
Family, you just heard it from the professor himself of what his facts, what he knows about the future of NFTs for the Millennial and Generation Z in virtual reality and job displacement. We heard it, family. He came, he conquered, and he showed love. He told us, family. So now, if you have any specific questions, but first of all, family, just let's just give it up. Please give it up for Professor, and give it up for him. And Professor, I want you to tell the family how you can be found.
Oh, you can follow me on YouTube at Mfon Akpan on YouTube, Mfon Akpan on Instagram, Mfon Akpan on TikTok. If you have any questions, you want to reach out, you can send me an email at info@mfonakpan.com. So you can send me an email. I'm always happy to help or answer any questions any way I can. I see that comment about that I'm like him with the Ethereum. I see.
we finna go to the family and see what's going on. Hey man, shout out to the Jazz Me Coin community. I'm sorry, man. I kept getting the alerts. My Jazz Me Coin is doing front flips and back flips. Your boy Red Dad Blue Dad told you about the Jazz. Another gem is dropped. A bonus on the NFTs. Your boy Red Dad Blue Dad going in on that Jazz Me Coin, man. Shout out to the Jazz Me Coin community. Y'all better check me out. You better have eyes to see and ears to listen. Professor, you better holler at me. You better learn a little bit more about crypto.
Oh yes, definitely.
I don't want to see. You ain't got to go to the library to learn a little bit more about it. All you got to do is pick up the phone. Your
yeah, I know. You got to tell me some more about that gas.
So, family. All right. For people who just come into this live stream, that's watching, the community that's live in this live stream get the honor to ask the professor some questions. So I'm gonna do my due diligence and pay my respect to the family and go through and see if there's any questions they got for the professor. Are you down with that, Professor? Are you rocking with that?
Absolutely.
44 comments. Cool. All right, let me see, can I find questions in here? Well, I see a lot of love. Dropping knowledge.
Thanks, Erica.
I see a lot of love.
So,
let me start from you only lose when you sell. Okay, he just basically talking about selling. Let me see if there's any questions. Forgive me, family. He said Jazz Me Coin is on. I saw it, man. I had to check it, man. I got cross-eyed looking at that thing. Hey, I got some love in the building, man. Shout out to Dr. Miss Robinson.
Hey, Doc.
To her, man. The She Rose in the community, man. The She Rose. Much love to you. Much love. Shout out to Underdog. Great content.
Oh, yes. C.I.C.
Hey, that's the mastermind there, man. That is the mastermind. Pay dues to the king. Underdog Crypto, man. Trust me, man.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's see what questions we got.
Yes.
So, family, now is the time to ask questions to the professor. I'm just going to look through and see if I saw some questions earlier. Just a few projects.
This is great.
Let's go. Let's go. Okay, let me scroll up to the top. There's a lot of comments. Boy, Underdog Crypto, boy, use the narrator in this thing, man. I appreciate the love, man.
Oh wow, thank you so much.
Oh,
The C.I.C. We
love
need to
here.
get
I'm
back
telling you,
together
man. So
again.
much love. C.I.C. in the building. We support each other, baby. C.I.C. Crypto community, intelligence community, family. All right. Look how the youth. I don't know if this is a question, Professor. Oh, that's Underdog in space was led to knowledge. Now that leads to wealth. That's right, Underdog. That's right.
It does. It does.
I appreciate you, Phantom Beats, Red Dead, Blue Dead, bringing that knowledge. Yeah. There's some questions in here, Professor. I got to keep looking through it.
No worries. This is great.
Yeah.
And knowledge is important.
Made a comment. He made a comment when we talked about earlier by showing that. Disinformation. Read that for us, Professor.
Disinformation is intentional deception, and misinformation is unintentional incorrect information. The first is definitely weaponized. Okay, yeah, okay.
Thank you, Underdog. That's the man. No, man. The man's right here.
Yes. Yeah.
We got some questions. I saw a question in there. Serve. I think your son answered the question. Oh yeah. This is for safe haven. We talking about money pooling. We're gonna get that going.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of comments in here. Yeah, it's a lot of love in here, Professor.
That's good.
Comments, right? If you see a question,
that's good.
If you spot a question, Professor, just let me know. I know it's a question. Here go one right here.
Well, all right. How do you recommend keeping up with all the? Okay, that was a good one.
Yeah, you read that quick? That's fast, man. Go ahead.
How do you recommend? Well, I saw that one earlier. This question was up there earlier, and it's a good question. I say, so I can give you what I would say about stocks. So, and depending on, if you want to, this is what I do, learning about stocks. I would apply this. Just pick three things, and either take a week, it could be 2 weeks, and then just read up all you can on those 3 things. And then once you read up on those 3 things, read on 3 more things, and then read on 3 more. Because, and after a while, from my personal experience, what happens, you spend that time, you get better at researching, you know what to look for, where to go to look for information on the different, in the case of stocks, you know where to go to look for the information on them. You understand their industries, the sectors. So, and then you start to see patterns and you become more efficient. So you may pick 3, focus on those 3 for, let's say, 2 weeks, could be 1 week, it depends, and you spend that time frame just reading. And it could be 15 minutes, 20 minutes a day, finding things on them, and that'll lead you to other things, and then you get information on them. You definitely learn not only about, in the case of crypto, I can't, but I'm giving the example of stocks. You'll learn about that industry. You'll learn about their competitors. So you'll learn even more by focusing on that, that one, and you look at the other, and then the other. So on those 3, and then you move on to another 3, and then you move on to another 3. Then you're able to digest. They say you can't swallow a whole watermelon. You got to cut it and eat it a bite at a time. So by breaking it down in that way, that'll help you become more efficient, and you learn more about the whole environment, as a whole.
he answered it too. He said the rebirth of stock market, but it's in a digital form. So y'all on the same page. Hey man, I just realized this is my nephew, man. Shout out to my nephew, man. Shout out to my brother Pat.
Hey,
his son don't grow up, man. I think about 21 now, man. I gotta catch up with you. I gotta catch up with you, man. The time you start investing, man.
Hey, that's good. That is great.
Nephew, peace, man.
That is good.
Peace to kings and queens, man. Peace to Underdog and his bullish comment. Kings and queens is the cornerstone of Red Dad, Blue Dad. I agree. Thank you. Question. All right, we got a question. Go ahead, Professor.
In your opinion, if the underserved communities have access to crypto leaders and combine capital by pooling their money, do you support purchasing VR, AR projects? That's a good one. It's just, this is Underdog. I knew it. This is Underdog Crypto. So I would say pool, yes. And when you say VR, AR projects, I don't know which ones you're talking. It depends on the project. If you're talking about hardware, are you talking about investing in, the actual hardware, or is it some type of software? Developing software, or some. It depends on the project, but definitely, I think that pooling to support various, really that's investment pooling. That's what it sounds like. I would say I would support that as well. Yes.
Yeah, most definitely. Again, me and Thorough HD, part of the Red Dad, Blue Dad community, we did a live stream months ago, and we were just like, we was talking about, man, how do we get on these initial coin offers and get in there early? But Thorough is big on that, and he watches it all the time, and he always say, man, if we can get in early, that was his thing. But come to find out, it needs a lot of money to get in there. You have to stake some of these projects. You have to stake maybe like $50,000-$60,000 worth of that crypto to get in on that ICO, that's initial coin offer. So we was just all talking about, like, man, if we can put our money together, how could we money pool? And Underdog Crypto brought it to our attention about Safe Havens offers a product called money pooling. So that's that next step. So I feel like if a product like Safe Haven works, then imagine what a community of people putting their money together and what we can bring with a smart contract. So you talking about you put 1,000, I put 1,000, somebody else put 1,000, not even that. You can say $100, and that project 20x, 1,000x, or it doesn't matter. Whatever you put in, you get that times the money you put in. Math, you know numbers don't lie, right, Professor? Do numbers lie? Do they always lie? When you invest into crypto, Professor, do you think numbers are gonna lie?
No, you got to look at the numbers, and like I said, I've seen the numbers, and that Ethereum is real. Woo.
Ethereum don't mess my brother up, man. Don't you scare?
What is it, the gas?
Don't you scare off the professor, okay? Another question. Go ahead, Professor.
Explain augmented reality versus virtual reality, and which, in your opinion, could be a quicker adoption. Well, augmented reality is where you have an overlay of, you have a combination of the real world with some type of virtual overlay. Virtual reality, you'll have either real world, you have 360 content, so it's an actual environment, so it could be CG or computer generated, or it could use actual real images or your video, like in the case of 360 videos. To answer your question, augmented reality is already adopted. We use it in Zoom, the Zoom backgrounds. our augmented reality, the backgrounds we use in the Google, the filters on Snapchat, on Facebook, on Instagram. That's all augmented reality.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we use that. That's something it's already been adopted. So if you say quicker adoption, I would say augmented reality versus virtual reality, which is there. So we also adopted what's really, I would say the bigger space with virtual reality as far as adoption would be more on the commercial end, where you see businesses in context solution where they use virtual reality, but web, VR, 3D modeling in context solutions. Company out of Chicago. Verbella Frames is another, is huge, and there's spatial. So there's a plethora of companies that have these virtual workspaces. Verbella, I would say, is their model is a little bit different than spatial. Verbella actually has a whole world where, if you're a business, you can lease virtual space in their work. They have a tower, they have a conference center. So for several $1,000s, you can have offices and use their facilities and have your employees to come in there. Instead of using Zoom, you go into Verbella and use their virtual world. So more on the commercial side. But to answer your question, Underdog, I say augmented reality, it's already been adopted a while ago. AR. Great question.
See, family, that's why I watch these videos not once, not twice, not 3 times. Stuff like this, man. Your boy Red Dad Blue Dad don't know. I'm gonna tell you real, when I don't know something, I don't know. I am learning for the first time, and that's why I watch these videos over and over again. This is my television. Stuff like this. I'm not tooting my own horn, but I go back and watch it, take notes, because I know every single body that I got on here bringing that energy, and they bringing stuff that I may not know about, and you may not know about either. This here, I'm gonna go back and digest it. I'm gonna find out what this is. I have no idea or not, but I guarantee when it brought up again, the boy Red Dad Blue Dad will. Think of the dog. This man.
Said, do you believe that adult gamification is the next innovation that will change the way we learn? Yes or no? Why or why not? I'm not sure what is meant by adult gamification. If you mean
that sounds like some intimate type stuff, baby.
Yeah,
goggles, man. That sounds like them love goggles. That's what it sounds like to me. Or maybe I don't know. Because it could have just been gamification, not adult. Now it sounds like some adult. So it's some freak nasty stuff going on, dog. What you talking about, baby?
I think he said, well, if it's game, like if Red Dad Blue Dad was saying, if it's gamification, I think if you look at progression. So if you think about like Red Dad Blue Dad talks about, you have Gen Z, you have these and Generation Alpha, they're playing these games. So you got to remember, they're growing up using Fortnite. They're using these different games. So as things move forward, they're more familiar with them. So when we talk about spaces like Verbella, which are these worlds, virtual world where you have your avatar, you go in like a workspace, I think that ties in. There's a through line there. They're used to it, and it only will evolve, and they'll easily adapt it. That's one. Number two, when you talk about gamification, already if you got, you working with younger, so I got college students, when they were in high school, they play Kahoot, which is a game. I don't know if anybody heard of Google Kahoot. So a lot of students I have now, 4 years ago, they were playing Kahoot. Kahoot is kind of old school, For them, it's something new. So you got to think about this. For them, it's something new, but what students are using in school now, I think, like in high school, grammar school, they're using Nearpod, they're using Flipgrid, so they're using other stuff. But now, so when I talk about progression, those high school students 4 years ago were using Kahoot. College, they're familiar with Kahoot. Workspaces use Kahoot, which is a game. It's a quiz game, you know, where you gamify quizzes and learning. So to answer your question, again, crypto is, it's not the next innovation. It's already here in that sense. So I'd say it's already here. Will it expand? Yes, I believe it'll expand.
Thank you, Underdog. You got another question?
What was the first inspire you, and what was your very first coin? That was a good one. First inspire me, crypto. Bitcoin is my first investing in Bitcoin, and what it was that inspired me to it was reading about it. And again, this is a good question, Corey. Being a numbers person, I wanted to understand. And for me, I'm the type of person, I learned, like I say, I get my toe in the water. So I got my toe in the water, I open an account, I buy, Coinbase, I buy crypto, I see how it works, I see what happens, I learn about it. But hearing about people making so much money, I wanted to understand more about it and how it works. And for me, I got to get in and do it. Then same thing with NFTs and getting into these things, just learning how it works. That's what, but to answer that one, I would say is Bitcoin. Buying Bitcoin.
Thank you, Corey. Next question. I'm gonna find the next question.
What's strong and what?
Yeah.
Oh, how can you look for good projects? Oh, with NFTs, how can you look for good projects? They move different than cryptocurrency. Where do you start in researching what's strong and what's weak? Or did you? No, this is a great question, Erica. I would say for me with the NFTs, learn as much as you can about what's out there, because, and I would say at this point, I would say go to OpenSea. That's one of the big marketplaces. You go to OpenSea, and the reason why I say that, it's a platform where you can go, you can listen to, and if you want to buy music, NFTs, because there's NFTs music, there's land NFT. You can buy land, you can buy digital assets or things that go into land. You can buy tickets, like we talked about to Snoop Dogg. And so I would go into one of these marketplaces, see it, and try to learn as much as you can about it. Because one thing will lead to another. Like we talked about a populist, you'll see the music there. It'll lead you to another area with the NFTs. And I think it's more so, I think a lot of it can be personal preference in that way, because from my assessment of it, and again, I encourage you to do your own research, you might be a music person. And we talked about the C.I.C, we talked about different artists and things like that. I'm not necessarily a music person. So, but if you're a music person, you may understand how this fits, how the music NFTs fit in that space and how it works. And then you can understand what are strong and weak projects in the NFT music space. Because you also have the NFT art space, right? Then you got the NFT, this virtual land and asset space. So and there's games. So there's pieces for games, and so there's different areas. I would research and find different areas that interest you and focus in on that.
Nice. Hey, let me show this real quick. Underdog answered that question that we was puzzled on. So we say the adult gamification is the power of gamification, adult education, converting learning to the game, utilizing the same technique to get a workplace and professionals to perform better with higher quality. Thank you, Underdog. I was thinking.
Yeah, so I would say that was good. Thanks, Underdog. That already exists. If you want to go old school, there's something called Poll Everywhere. Poll Everywhere software, and that even integrates into what is it? Microsoft PowerPoint. They have Poll Everywhere as an add-on. As I mentioned before, you got Kahoot, you've got Nearpod, you've got Quizzes, you've got Flipgrid. What's another? I mean, there's a ton of different. If you want to say learning, gamified platforms, Kahoot is one of the, I wouldn't say it's the oldest, but I would say it's it's a widely adopted, I think it's from Scandinavia. It's one of the widely adopted ones that's used in the workplace and in schools. I use it in college class because, again, it's matured. So a lot of the students that I have now that are freshmen and sophomore in college, they've used Kahoot when they were in high school and in grammar school. But now you got the high schoolers now they are using Nearpod and they're using other stuff. But yeah, the get adult learning, I think that's only going to grow. And we'll see more of that. I use Verbella Frames. They have a platform you can use for education. I use that in the classroom. Other professors use, and these are virtual reality environments. There's Mozilla Hubs is another one, free. You can sign up, get an account for free. Students can get in there for free. These are all virtual environments you can set up and do learning. And it creates that, I call it the Fortnite experience, because you're in this virtual world, metaverse, if you want to call it that. So yeah, that was a good question. Good point, Crypto.
I saw Erica had posted that she needed to learn a little bit more about it. Me too. Me too, man. I saw that in. I can't find it right now, but she was right on that. She hit a home run. Man, I need to learn a little bit more about the NFT. Me too. Maybe I'll go to the library myself and learn a little bit more about it. I seen some more questions. Let me Professor, we've been on for 1 hour and 47 minutes. How you feel, brother?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
Glad to be here.
We'll get a few more questions in. Let's see. We get a few more questions in. Let me go back up. Okay, I saw a question right here. Okay, let me make sure I get this question in. Just answer that one. Okay, Phantom Beats had a question.
What impact do you think Appen NFT Christy Sotheby will have in the NFT space? I'm not sure what is Ape NFT. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the Ape NFT, but I know Christy, if I'm not mistaken, Christy Sotheby, they auctioned Beeple's every days for, with $69 million. So I think that it already added some type of credibility to that space by having them to by doing that auction and having that sale in millions of dollars. To me, millions of dollars is a lot of money changing hands for this digital asset. So I think It opened a lot of eyes. It definitely got me involved in it, and it really let people see the possibility. Because you got to think about it. Maybe not everybody's going to make 69.3 or whatever million, but maybe someone will make 100,000. Maybe someone will make 10,000. I've seen students who made 2,000. They put together some art and they made an NFT and they sold it for $2,000. Which are things that they created. And they made $2,000 from it on the NFT. So it shows you the possibility that there's a market for it. So from the business perspective, when you see sales like that, when you see auctions like that, and Sotheby's, there's vetting, there's that credibility, their reputation, but there's a marketplace for it. If someone's going to pay if people are paying $69 million for something, that means there's a market for it. So there may not be a large market for someone to buy for 60 million, but maybe there's someone for 10,000, for 20,000, for 2,000, right? So there's definitely a marketplace. And again, I recommend go to the sandbox. Go to the sandbox. Go to Decentraland. I am baffled that people are paying $10,000, $13,000, not for real land, but for digital land. And in a virtual space, a plot of digital land. You can't sleep on it. You can't grow any, real stuff in it, but it's digital land and they're paying thousands of dollars for it. And the first question to me is why? Because obviously there's some reason for that investment and there's money to be made, right? There's money to be made on that. And it's not, and one more thing, it's not like it's a one-off. It's not like it's just one person. Thousands of people are buying it. So there's something behind that. Definitely.
Absolutely. One quick question. You might not know this question, but I want to make sure I answer all questions. This I'm assuming brother say, do you see the potential with crypto Santo? See, that's one of them the little sheep tokens. To be honest with you, brother, I think there's a home for all these meme tokens that coming out underneath the sheep umbrella. Because of NFTs, what we're talking about. A lot of these things is when you got the quadrillion tokens and all this stuff, because every single thing that you can imagine will be an NFT. Every single moment that you can imagine would be an NFT, right? So that means every single item, right? Every single thing has to hold a value. It has to have a token for it because you want to have a money on it. So if there wasn't a lot of these quadrillions of tokens, does that mean you won't have much things to sell? Maybe some things will take up the whole total supply. So that's why you have all these little meme tokens coming out with quadrillions, because every single thing will be an NFT moment. Everything will be an NFT. Everything will be on the blockchain. Real estate. You remember the pet rock? Your pet rock can be an NFT. You got to sell it some type of way. You can use that token like these. Read their roadmap. Go to them. Read the roadmap. See what they're talking about. What's dropping in 2021 towards the end, fourth quarter? What's dropping in January 2022? Read the roadmap on these tokens. You can do your own research. And you can answer your own question. Whether me or the professor can answer that or not. If you read that, understand what they're saying. Look at what they said in the past. If they say they've done something in the past and it was done, that means they on track of doing the right thing. That means they honoring their word. So you will see the potential in that. That's what I do. I go back and say, okay, you say you was gonna do this. Did you do it? Oh yeah, they did it. So what's coming up next? Oh, this information, and this is what it's selling at this point. Expect on these cryptos, every time information comes out, we won't get good information. So what good information do? It normally gives us another support level. The information support the crypto support level. We have another support level. What bad information do? It drops the support level because people don't believe in it no more. So this is how you find out about these crypto of these tokens. I'm gonna give you another question to ask. You have another question there.
Gamification and multiverse will be necessary by 2030.
Okay. She just basically answered it. You can finish reading now.
Okay. You'll own nothing, be happy is the goal. They already send people up, slow down on the universal basic income scheme. 2-tier. I didn't get that one. But I think in with the metaverse, if you're talking people will own it. People will own it, and people will control it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The economical reform say you won't own nothing to be happy, right? That means you won't own no physical land. You're not owning physical land. That's a virtual. That's a virtual land. That's what she means. Like, come on, man. That's in your head. You the richest man in Babylon on the computer, but you don't own nothing on the outside land. You don't own nothing. You just own a box inside on top of box. All you own is a 400-foot square efficiency. You know what I'm saying? But you the richest man in Babylon inside the virtual world. You the richest man in it. You know, that's how people live their life. They live a life that don't exist anyway. So here's another question for you right there.
NFT projects that specialize in one thing, whether it's music or art, could they potentially add other use cases in the future for their NFT? It's gaming. So yeah, so just like we said, there's you said music, art, there's land, and the use case with the land in these virtual worlds is that you can lease it. So you lease it, and or you have games on your land or events on your land, and you sell tickets for access onto your land on the platforms. So yes, there are other use cases for that. The one big one is that land part. Is the land and the gaming. So you set up games on your land. People come and play games on it. I recommend. This is a good question. I recommend definitely going to the Sandbox. Look at the Snoop Dogg project, where you buy these virtual tickets to go and visit with and have a party with Snoop Dogg. Decentraland is another one. I would go there and take a look at the marketplace, what's for sale, the things you can buy. If you go on the Sandbox, you can buy Smurf NFTs, that Smurf characters you can put on your land, and you need to go and take a look at these things, because it's really gone beyond. And this is what we were talking about before, that things are moving so fast. Because 1 minute we're talking about art, 6 months later, people are buying land and renting it out, and then what's going to come in the next 3 months that's going to add on to that? Because the art didn't go away, the music didn't go away, right? But it keeps building. It keeps building. So there's more and the more and more use cases. The other thing is the Verbella frames. When you talk about their model, that use case is a leasing model. So they lease you space or access to their virtual office space. So if you go in there, you have a business, you pay $2,000, $3,000 a month, then your employees have access to virtual offices. You can hold meetings. They have a whole conference center. They have a virtual campus you get access to. So that's another use case as well. If you talk on the virtual space, but you think about it, you're getting access to their digital assets. So all of these items that are in Verbella frames is all digital assets you get access to.
Nice. Look who's in the building. Look who's in the building.
What's going on?
Yes,
And
sir.
there he is.
How you doing?
We good. We
Hey,
good.
we're doing good. We're doing good.
I
Yep.
had to stop in. Y'all was sounding so good. I couldn't get any sleep. I'm loving it.
Your camera freezing up.
Can you hear me? Because I know it's like an echo.
Yeah,
it's freezing up.
It's just your camera freezing up.
Okay, I won't be long. Is it still freezing on your red dad?
Yes.
All right, I want to check in.
C.I.C.
My mute is on.
Uh-oh. I can't hear you.
Peace. You hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to Underdog for coming through. Surprise, baby. Oh, yeah.
Corey said, I like that, Corey.
What Corey say?
He says you're like Alexia with the information.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, you be spitting it out, man. You be spitting it out.
Oh, that was good. That made my day.
I remember seeing land for sale on Mars 5 years ago.
It's still on sale.
You gonna buy yourself, Professor?
I don't know about that. I don't know about the land on Mars, but I do know it's for sale.
Man, it's some land on Earth I haven't bought yet. You think I'm gonna buy some land on Mars? I'll let them figure that out. I'm where I need to be right now.
That's right.
Professor, man, I think we answered all the I think we answered 2 more questions, family. We're over 2 hours. Underdog Crypto came through, showed some love. We're gonna answer a couple more questions, 2 more questions, and then we out of here.
Okay. Do you think we'll control the NFT? I don't know what Ani will the future because they have a lot of license. I don't know what that project is. So I'm not sure about that project.
I think Underdog Crypto did a bullish breakdown on that, if I'm not mistaken. I think he went over that. Go to the #Underdog Crypto. I'm not that familiar with it myself either. So I apologize. Maybe I'll go to the library and learn a little bit more about it.
Yes. That was a good question.
Let's see. D Mood, he got a question you might know. Brother D Mood. Peace, brother. Peace. He gonna be right where you at.
I'm not familiar with VV. With Red Dad, Blue Dad. What are you familiar with VV?
Yeah, I'm man, like I say, I know as much as being an investor into it, early investing in 10x in my money. But Underdog Crypto has the best breakdown. I'm being honest. He has the best breakdown on the VV.
You piqued my curiosity when you said 10xing.
Yeah, 10x. You know numbers. You know numbers. Oh man, Moose. Man, brother Moose in the building, man. Big shot to Moose. Oh, that was Moose that asked that question. What's up, Moose? Moose, that's my boy. All right, man.
When they say the NFT market, what do you mean as far as the NFT market? The marketplace? Is it a product? Is it the?
It's kind of like OpenSea.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you go there and you find different things. So
yes,
it's an NFT platform. So D-Move, if you know that, why you ask that man that question? But yeah, it's just an NFT platform.
I think so. When you ask it in that way, I think the platforms, because they give an opportunity, so they aggregate. So if you think about an aggregate, it puts all of these things together. It puts all of these NFTs in one place for you to get access. So when you talk about the market, I think it's definitely it's a great way. It aggregates things. It puts things in one place. It makes it easy to purchase. So that allows and helps to facilitate in scaling. Because when you have one central place or a few central places where people can go to make purchases, it makes it easier. There's potentially some sort of vetting that they may do. You have one platform, you can go there and you can do your transaction. So I think moving forward, you'll see a lot of these types of platforms coming together, especially to make purchasing the NFTs easier. Because and here's the thing, there was something I was reading about Coinbase. They're going to offer NFTs, and one thing that I was reading, they were saying that could be a good thing for NFTs, because if you think about it, like on OpenSea, if you go there, you got to click, you got to push, you got to link then your wallet, you have to do all of these things to make that purchase. But Coinbase will it'll streamline it. So to answer that, I think those platforms will do a lot for the marketplace as a whole. Because you got to think about it. Before you have those platforms, you got to go to all of these different places to transact. The user experience on OpenSea is, for me, it's not that great. It's not that great of an experience. But the hope is that, for example, with Coinbase, it'll be more of a seamless experience where you can just one click make your purchase. You don't have to. So I think those platforms they're doing a lot for the marketplace. Yes.
Alexa, you just lost your job. Professor Mfon Akpan. Hey, that's the best conversation. Boy, you was spitting that information way better than Alexa can even be programmed to. Family, me and Professor Mfon Akpan came. We gave knowledge, we gave our love, we gave our energy. So at least you can go to his page and like and subscribe on his page, his videos, and hit the notification bell. And we're gonna leave you the same way we came to. You ready to peace out, Professor?
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Peace and love, and we out here. Peace.
All right. Thank you so much.
Most welcome, man. Already. That's it, family. We leaving the same way we came. That wealth war.
You gotta make sure to tailor it to shoot. Yeah, it's red dad, blue dad. I'm making that paper.
Making that red dad, blue dad.
I'm making that paper.
Red dad, blue dad. I'm making that. How about you? Check my shirt out, family. Check my tie.
Decentralized.
I just rock with the professor, man, and it's wealth war, baby. What y'all doing with y'all life, man? Getting that money too, baby. Mfon Akpan. We gotta go to your platform, man. We gotta do it again, man.
Yes. We still yes, we got to set up a time. And